Today, let's have a story time. Let's talk about how I quit my corporate job. So, this is a crazy, scary, and major life decision I've ever made. So, I have few realizations. Let's talk about it today in this very special video. I guess it's time to share this with you guys. So, if you want to know more about it, stick around, subscribe, and let's begin. So, I have resigned and officially ended my contract and my job last September 29 or 28th, 2023. So roughly around more than a week now, I'm done with, doing my 9 to 5 job. So let's give you guys an outline, like my working years. So let's go back to the very, very start. So I graduated last 2009 and now it's 2023. So I've been working nonstop from the time I graduated up until today. So it has been 14 years, 14 wonderful years of my life spent working in my corporate job or in a corporate setup. So I have spent majority of my youth working, earning money, and supporting my family. So when I started working, actually, I am a mass communication graduate, and I have envisioned myself working in a production, TV prod, or a radio prod, and that's really the direction I want to take. However, the universe did not give it to me. The universe instead gave me my childhood dream, and that is to be a teacher. So my childhood dream is to become a teacher. So when I finished college, I became a teacher, right? So not a teacher in a public school or private school setup, but it's actually an online English teacher. So I have been teaching as an online English teacher for quite some time now. So not really the entire 14 years, but majority of my working years were dedicated on teaching. Teaching English to online students. So I've taught students from Korea, China, and even parts of the world, different parts of the world now. So it was an amazing experience. Like, it's a dream job. I really wanted to become a teacher. So, work became my world. Work became my life, technically. So it motivates me when people notice me, my bosses noticed me, or awarded, or gave me awards, or even promoted me. So actually, climbing the corporate ladder became my ambition. So it came to the point that I can no longer see myself working or doing anything else other than the job that I'm doing right now, like teaching or in a corporate setup. It was fun being recognized by people around you, your managers, your supervisors, your bosses. One of the biggest leap I've ever experienced was when I was promoted to become a trainer, a company trainer. And that really catapulted my career from just being a teacher to someone who is in the operations or in the admins. So it was a really fantastic experience. I can never ever forget about that. So yeah, I even convinced myself throughout those years that I will be dedicating my remaining working years. I'm already 34, by the way, so it has been 14 years since then. So I even convinced myself that I will be dedicating the remaining working years of my life to before I retire to the company I once worked for. So I was that determined and I was that focused, and I even have seen myself being in that location, in that job per se, in that company for as long as I can. So It is really surprising to tell you about this one, this quitting story, because as what you can hear right now, I enjoyed what I have done in the past. So, yes, work is my life. So that's why I really decided to work hard, to persevere, to achieve my goals year after year. And I must say, it was a very successful journey. I am pretty much happy with what I have achieved in my corporate life. So it's just that my perception of who I was completely intertwined now with my job and my career. So my work became a major part of my identity. Because of my dedication to the work I do, there are times I enter this psychological state that they call enmeshment. And enmeshment is actually the boundaries, where this is where the boundaries between work and personal life are blurred. So I allowed this to happen. I allowed my work to eat up my time and my identity, leaving less space for doing what I want, like hobbies or interests. For quite some time, I have pushed my desires, my hobbies, and interests aside, and just devoted majority of my time in my 9 to 5 job because that's a more stable income, and yeah, it will support my needs and my family's needs. So that back then, that was a very wise decision to make. Then I found a rare opportunity to disassociate who I am with what I do for a living. This rare opportunity presented itself when pandemic happened. Gave me the opportunity to evaluate what's actually important to me. For the first time in my decade-long career, we were allowed to work from home. So exciting, like it was like a breath of fresh air, and it was really a great opportunity. I have rekindled my love for filming and content creation. Because of that, I've gotten more time back for myself because I don't need to devote 3 to 4 hours or a few hours of my life commuting. So I have rekindled my love for filming and content creation. I also have evolved my relationship with my family and my dog Bella. I was able to really see her growth. The pandemic actually motivated me to evaluate what makes life worthwhile. So, when we started, I told you that my job was my world. Now my job is just a significant piece of my life. It's not my world anymore. So when things are slowly getting back to normal, government is already requiring people to go back to the office or return to office. That's when I decided that it's time to diversify my financial portfolio, and it's time to look for careers or job that is still work from home so that I can continue spending time with the people I value the most and spend my time as well pursuing my dream, my interests, and my hobbies that will eventually lead me to monetization, like this one, the YouTube career, and also other social media contents that I would like to pursue or to do. So that's the time I really decided to submit my resignation and start pursuing the dream that I want to have for my life. So yes, those were the realizations, or like my thought process, my experience as to how I have decided to quit my 9 to 5 job or my corporate job. It's just so happened that this decision came on the perfect timing, like the stars were aligned, the universe has given me this opportunity to grab and to finally do what I want to do. So I am not going to be jobless, definitely. So I'll be sharing with you the things I have realized now. When it comes to that process of quitting or resigning your corporate job or whatever job you have right now. So again, there is a process. You don't simply decide and wake up one day that I don't want to do this anymore and I want to quit right there and then without having a backup plan. I believe having a backup plan and deciding or preparing yourself for this day will really matter, like how you'll be able to succeed and to pursue happiness and contentment in life. You should be ready with it as well. So what were the three important things that I've learned and I've realized when it comes to making this big life decision I have? First, how important emergency fund is. If you guys are planning to do something like this, planning to have a big decision like this in your life, it's important that you have your emergency fund. And I'm just so thankful that I have started working on this when I have discovered the fire movement. So I have started working on my emergency fund even long before I have this desire in my heart has been, like conceived. Kung paano ko siya na-realize that I want to quit my 9 to 5 job to pursue my dream, to chase after my dream. So, yes, FIRE movement is financial independence, retire early movement. So, this is what I consider my mini retirement, but not literally, like I won't be doing anything else to support my needs and my basic needs at least, and of course make me happy. So it's important that that is also covered. So again, if you don't have your emergency fund yet, at least 3 to 6 month worth of emergency fund, I really, really encourage you to start working on it, especially if you have plans to retire early or have a mini retirement like this. At least you will be covered on those months that you won't be earning like a stable income coming from your corporate job. Another thing that I have realized is it's important to diversify your financial portfolio, like what I've mentioned. I was a firm believer that you have to stick to one job and just devote all of your time there for you to progress, for you to be promoted, and you can't serve two masters at the same time. But then that shifted when I was introduced to Pru Life UK, and I've had a side hustle and also YouTube. I was monetized back then in YouTube. I was demonetized, so I need to start my way up there again, focus on getting my channel monetized again so I can earn from this hobby, from this living, from this interest, right? And this dream of content creation. So those were some of my side hustle. And I'm so happy that I have invested early around like mid 20s, like during the mid 20s, like few years of my working life, I've already started investing. So I already have my own investments, I already have my own insurance, and yeah, so those somehow help me to diversify my financial portfolio. And then late last year, we also have acquired my virtual assistant job, or the VA job that we do now. My Pag-ibig and I are doing it together. So that really helped us with our financial, needs and boosted our financial savings at the same time. So it's important that you diversify your financial portfolio and don't just rely on one income alone. It's important. I now have come to realize how important it is to have different sources of income or multiple streams of income. It can be an online job like, selling. That is also a good source of income. I even started working on my, what do you call this, small business online, right? The perfume that we decided to sell like few years ago. So I'm still thinking of a new business to do, but for now, my major goal is to focus on content creation and monetize this hobby of mine and chase my dream while I'm doing VA on the side. So those are very important things because it will be very difficult if you don't have those backup plans in place. You might, especially if you have your own kids, people are relying on you. As for my case, Pag-ibig and I do not have any kids yet. Our only baby is Bella, so we have minimal expenses when it comes to supporting our small family. So it's okay. So there. And last thing is I've come to realize that it's okay to change directions, to change course, to change your path in whatever, era or phase you are in your life, whether you're in your early 20s, late 30s, or 40s. It's okay to change the course of your life, especially if this is not, if God has planted a desire in your heart, it will come to fruition. Whether you delay it or not, it will come to fruition. So I know that this path that I am now taking is a path that God has given me because it is a very smooth transition from my 9 to 5 job to this kind of, full-time content creation job and VA. So it was a very smooth transition, and I prayed hard for this, and I believe God has planted all of these plans and um, my discovery of different ways to save money, on how I can become more financially stable, until it led me to this day that I'll be quitting my 9 to 5 job and enjoying my mini retirement and chasing after my dreams. So I believe these were all designed and created by God, and I'm just so happy to be finally living it and experiencing this kind of life that I have been dreaming as well. And finally, I have more time to devote on the things that I really want to devote my life into. Um, yeah, so now what I need to do is to start working on my individual contributions to all the government, institutions that I once enjoyed, like the deductions that I once enjoyed from my 9 to 5 job or corporate job. Now I don't have those privileges anymore. So I have to do my individual contributions so that when I reach my retirement age, I'll still enjoy those benefits. So there will be an adjustment, but definitely an exciting adjustment because I'll be doing this for myself now. I'm going to fulfill my dream now, not someone else's dream, not my company's dream, but my dream. So, yes, those are some of the things that I would like to share with you today. I hope you have learned a thing or two, or if this kind of video resonated with you, I hope you can drop a comment below, like this video, share it to a friend, and subscribe. That will really help me build this dream and enjoy my mini retirement and get another source of income. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you again on my next video. Bye!